Yo, 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 OH10 Turk Tech, your boy Chuck back in the building. First video of 2020. I still feel like I'm 25, so it's all the same. I just woke up probably about 30 minutes ago. Let's start this thing off right though. If you're gonna do it right. Right. That popping on. A little cold start. Cheers. Man. First dab of 2020. You know what? Let's make it a good one. Yeah. Let's get some sour diesel up in here. Yo. Alright. Whew. We got one more out of there. It ain't burnt up yet. Ooh-wee. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was some mimosa and some sour diesel. Anyway, I woke up this morning and I got to thinking about, you know, some of the words, communication, and some of the words that you'll hear me use as long as I choose to make these videos. And the first word that I want to go over, and I want to go over this word because I had a hard time with it, you know, when I first came to awakening, and that word is ego. Very simple word, but when we say words, sometimes we get ideas and mental pictures of these words. A very simple word, and it just means self. Ego, self. When you hear me say ego, it means this, me. That's my ego. Which is one of the reasons why it is important to fast, because you get away from the ego. Right, you get away from the ego, meaning there's two of you, and the being that we are supposed to operate in has nothing to do with the ego, and fasting is supposed to separate us from that, which is why I fast. So, but yeah, definitely wanted to go over that word just in case anybody was wondering what I meant when I said the word ego. So, like I said, real simple word, and it just means the self. Now you just have to figure out, which one you identify with. Because if you identify with the ego, all the problems you're going to have. This shit is still clear. I'm going to see if I can. No, that's done. That's over with. Yeah, man. Thank you to everybody who sent me a New Year's wish this morning. I greatly appreciate it. I hope all of you had a safe and happy New Year. I was in bed before anything could happen. And they got to letting off some fireworks and things over here last night. And that type of thing is not really my thing. So my kids went out to parties. They're getting older, my boys. Yeah, they both wanted to stay out past midnight. They're becoming independent egos. Hopefully they're not attaching to their ego. But yeah, you got to find some way to separate you from your ego. Your ego is the one that says, oh, I'm hungry, or I want that jacket, or I want those shoes. That's the ego wants that. You never wanted none of that shit. Most of us never knew, like I never knew what I wanted because I didn't know who I was. Well, I thought I knew who I was, and I thought I was my ego. Most of us think that we are our ego, and we have to, every time we have a thought in our head, say, oh, I need a sandwich. You got to run out and get a fucking sandwich. Or I want a donut. You got to run out and get a fucking donut. You being ruled by the portion of you that is earthly. Those are humans. And I mean, unfortunately, we gotta, here and there fuck with humans, and that's where those of us who are not human, or who have excelled past being human and realize that being human ain't where it's at. That ain't the thick part of this, Okay, let's get real high this morning. Yeah, but for me, the word ego, I mean, there were some songs that had that word in it, growing up. So I never perceived the ego to be a bad thing. And I mean, really, it's not a bad thing. It's just, are you identifying with it? If you're identifying with the ego, you can't wonder why you having problems. That's why. Ooh wee. That's that sour diesel. That eighth for about $100. Man, that's some good stuff. Whew. Clean. Oh boy. Yeah, man. So yeah, ego is not a hard one to figure out. So once you know what the ego is, you have to figure out, is that what you operating under? Because if you are, most of your problems are being caused by that. If you have any problems, you know, maybe there's somebody out there who operates or who identifies with the ego who has no problems. I don't know. If there is, I'd love to hear from you. But in my 45 years, in my 40 years of identifying with the ego, I had nothing but problems. You know, all my problems didn't cease until I figured out there was two of me. The I and the self. So I realized that, you know, I talk to myself. I had just chosen the wrong one. Most of us chose the wrong one. It's no big deal. You just gotta fix it. We gotta fix it. Not really a big deal. What is this? Chew cookies. Yeah, this is made by them guys Cologne people.
Watch how the fly to get shot in the nose. Niggas start sipping white at the stop on fold. Sat down with the plug and I locked in the low. Only leader try hard to go right here, so we run down on high, so we pop them up. I might go fair for the shot that I told. Oh, that's so
very reminiscent of some crack rocks. Very reminiscent. Eerily reminiscent of some crack rocks.
She can't fit in my pocket, I need more than four. My bro got too much of this shit I didn't know. The bro quick to over that glicky a pro. We do magic tricks, go swing that stick, then voila, that nigga turn to a goat. Like how? Mixing your ass with no tell. I need money, nigga, me both. All this water on me, bitch, we need both. Got a quarter on me, finna clean these cats. I don't drink it bad like it didn't even catch. I'm black and then that's what we call a free bitch. We got more too than a Home Depot. Catch that boy outside his home, he smoke. All the innocent bystanders better
too bad about little CJ.
Boy with 3-0. Had to talk a bit right, then you know that we close. If you ever leave me, I'ma go like Tokyo. And 5 minutes, not drop the roll. We get the drop, make it lock on the stove.
We getting high this morning. Might have started doing more videos in the morning.
Only leader try hard to go right here, so we run down on high, so we pop them up. I might go fair for the amount of shot that I told. Oh, that's so bitch, but she fucking us both. The real when you look and pay for my coat. I ain't having no deal to young nigga next over. We having this shit, these niggas dead broke. We used to try to zoom that beat on the floor. And we still hit leaks, it's green, it's a go. Hello, and can't guap, I be feeding for more. She can't fit in my pocket, I need more than four.
The chew cookies was 99.25% THC. Oh my God.
Hello, Mellow is on, nigga.
That's crazy. Yeah. Find a way this year to, or sometime in your life to get, move away from your ego, man. It's real hard for those of us who grew up in hip hop because hip hop operates off the ego. It's a ceremony, a ritual for the ego. All rap songs, most rap songs, 99% of them.
Don't get no fuck, I'ma beef with the city. Don't tell them bitches that nigga free feet. Rhyme with 2 rappers or drinking with Liz. Can't find that nigga cause he tryna hop. My youngin' get mad cause he tryna slide. Don't wanna hear shit, you better be quiet. quiet. We gon' wear this shit up like he went for a dime. The nigga got killed for speaking on fire. Post on the block and I red like a red box. Young nigga bitch, I'm in the field like the red side. Body head chicken pox, ice like a red dot. Fill his ass up, we gon' hit him with some headshots. My clip is long like some motherfucking legs. Do a hit out for a bike, hit his ass off the peg. We gon' fill up his car when I like it off red. Talk shit on Facebook, but really he scared. Gave him 11, ain't talking about the bread. Police ass nigga be working with the red. One by one, we gon' pop out the dread. Just like a shrimp, pop up his head. We step like Joy, y'all step like Kid. I burn on this block, little bitch like Fred Krueger. How about that bitch with that Ruger? Took the bitch out from shooter to a movie. Bitch, we won, you lost, you lose. Young nigga doing his IPT crew. Hit his ass with that bean just to check my laser work. Red ass nigga name all up in paper. It's a red, it's a plane. Nigga, it's a bullet. 150 shots, my clip is the fullest. Boy, nigga play 6 shots through his door. Beating his ass up just like a pool. Wet up his block like a shore. Hit him with 1 + 4. Just for the hood, I'ma give him 1 more. Fuck with my clique, you gon' die in the club. Nigga look wrong, he gon' die over mud. Do a nigga bad with him up like a flood. Oh, that bad nigga, you son to the judge. A nigga gon' die if he come in the club. Give him nigga shots, let him hold him like a rug. I hit his ass up from the back of a lip.
They need to spend a little bit more money getting this shit polished. Cause the mix on this song is horrible.
I'm coming back this nigga, fuck out this rap shit. Young nigga buy hard.
His ad-libs are louder than the verse.
His ass with that bean just to check my life work. Red ass nigga name all up in brain. It's a bird, it's a plane. Nigga, it's a bullet. 150 shots, my clip is the fullest. Boy, nigga play 6 shots through his door. Open his ass up just like a door. Wet up his block like a shoe. Hit him with 1 + 4. Just for the hood, I'ma give him 1 more. Bitch ass nigga, you nigga better quit playing, man. Yes, sir. Pressure on all you niggas. I said that nigga, I mean that nigga.
Whatever.
Come kill me, nigga.
Yeah, man, so
why the fuck I ain't there, nigga, from south side to the east side, nigga? Whole city know about me, nigga, what? Nigga, we really pop shit, get shot in your face, nigga. Anything, everything, nigga. We take change, nigga.
I ain't messing with that. There's a whole dab sitting on my table.
Would you look at this? It's a half-pint film, bitch.
There's a piece of weed.
Now they're building.
That's definitely a dab. Yeah, so
from major thoroughfare.
let's get extra high. Fuck it.
The home can be seen to where the
Sled dog cured resin.
and it's just limited boxing.
Don't diss on Lil Zach, and no more finna get mad on the west lake Como. Eat untamed, we be creeping in the store. Hey, the Chris got a camera while we shoot, that's a promo. I don't want this shit, you niggas saying, nigga, I don't want no feature. You know my friend. Cut through the T, nigga, tell me what you saying. Dressed up in our black, see who ain't playing. Still on the bitch trying to catch me a body. It might die down, but beeping is hot. Getting money like Smurf, better hot like Bobby. Keep me in strap like young M.A. When you gotta do up, nigga, up and spray. When I creep on your block, I see the dump or lay. Okay, I'm still riding around with big fire. How many bullets do you want? Better pick fire. Ride with the kids, better lay low. 4 times 5, now I put you on 5-4. How you got Texas and Glock? We got hit a nigga with this glow stick. Call me King Glow. Evacuate the whole shit, here we moving in. Don't hit the projects, then we in Truman. I'm a 6-0 nigga in the hood, they be grooving. Got the metro, drop the whole complex booming.
Yeah, that's
but we still be poppin'.
we wanted to make sure that was bad.
Look, I'm still disrespectful my cute ass. If it was a blood nigga, I'd say beauty. Look, and we smoked all you damn homies. Except nigga, why? Cause they were my homies. And I don't like mentioning or talking about the dick.
Yeah, I think I ingest most of my THC first thing when I wake up. I don't know, maybe somebody else is like that. With my carb cap.
Yo, said don't make a dish. We giving them clout, sending them blitz. Text make a nigga trunk drink, make a nigga splits. Crazy but brave, he back with the shits. Same old hood and the same old shit with the same old KBOE. I got a question for most of you niggas who dissing like, do you want a DIE? Take one of mine in this AIP. When it was done, something I can't see. Leaving for a nigga dirty out on the floor. I ain't fat, but this song like Nutty Flow. Hey, you nigga lame, I really don't give a fuck about what the fuck you niggas got going. Like, but don't diss on my body. Like, this is problem. And like,
Oh shit.
Gang.
That was the one right there.
If you got a problem, then don't. I met a nigga talking young boy. Let me go crazy, dumb boy. You don't talk no 3-8, strong boy.
And that's pretty much.
Let me just stop.
This is where I stay all day. This is where I dwell. regardless of what I gotta do, it don't matter. Because my form does the work. I don't do shit.
Hey, man.
My being is hiatus. It ain't never here. Yeah, never. All right. 2020 first video. Look at that. 20 minutes. Turk Tech, peace.